Meet estrogen, a friendly hormone that turns unfriendly and downright bossy when it's unopposed by progesterone. And when that happens, that's when you have prolonged bleeding, spotting, and heavy periods. Hi, my name is Shazeen, and I want to welcome you to my Fix Your Period series, where every week I'll be going over one period problem and going over the steps that you can take to naturally fix that period problem with diet and lifestyle. Spotting between periods or heavy periods, prolonged bleeding, that's all due to an unbalance between estrogen and progesterone. And there are practical steps that we can take to help improve this naturally. Now, if you're someone who's really struggling with this, you can take the hormonal birth control pill temporarily, but in the long run, obviously, you want a natural solution. You don't want to be on the pill in the long term because of its many side effects. First, I'm going to briefly go over why this happens, and this is important. Please don't skip this part because unless you know why this is happening, you're not going to understand the steps that you need to take to fix this problem. Also, I do want to mention this is not an overnight fix. This will take between 3 to 6 months of solid, consistent work, and then you will start to see improvements. I want you to take a look at a normal menstrual cycle. You can see there's a natural fluctuation of hormones, but more specifically, I want you to focus on estrogen and progesterone. In the first half of our cycle, that's when your period ends, to the time that you ovulate, we have estrogen becoming the dominant hormone. And basically, estrogen's job here is to help to develop the egg inside the sac. So it's really important. This is normal. Estrogen should be higher in this part of your cycle. In the second half of your cycle, once ovulation happens, you want estrogen to not be the dominant hormone. Now progesterone becomes the dominant hormone because the sac that was containing the egg now starts to release progesterone, and in that way estrogen and progesterone are dominant in different sections of the menstrual cycle. Now let's take a look at a PCOS cycle. So in a cycle with PCOS, normally we don't have regular ovulation. Obviously, as they are struggling with irregular periods, they're not ovulating regularly. And when you're not ovulating regularly, of course, you're not producing progesterone. Now, here is a very important part that I want you to take note of. You only produce progesterone when you ovulate. So if you're not ovulating regularly, as in PCOS, then you're not producing progesterone. And if you're not producing progesterone, there's no progesterone to oppose the estrogen, and estrogen is just dominant all the way. Estrogen is the boss, and that's when you have a higher level of thickening of your uterine lining, because normally progesterone is there to oppose estrogen, and your uterine lining doesn't build up as much. But now estrogen is the boss, your uterine lining gets very thick, and it starts to shed, and you have prolonged bleeding, you have heavy bleeding, and all the struggles that you have right now. Now that you understand why this is happening, I'm sure the solution is already in your mind. So the only way we can start to improve prolonged spotting, heavy bleeding, is by improving our progesterone levels and reducing our estrogen levels. So the next few things I'm going to be telling you about are going to be supplements and nutrients that you want to increase intake of to help to either reduce estrogen in your body and help to increase progesterone in your body as well. The first food group I want you to increase is magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium is a very important nutrient for PCOS, and research shows that women with PCOS can be up to 19 times more deficient than women without PCOS. So generally, increasing this nutrient intake through your diet, through supplementation, is very helpful for you. Magnesium-rich foods actually help to support insulin function. They help you to reduce stress, and both of these things help to increase progesterone levels by helping to increase ovulation. So magnesium-rich foods include your spinach, dark chocolate, bananas, flax seeds, chia seeds, and some more here I've got on the screen. So you want to increase intake of these foods, of course, but alongside you want to also take a high quality magnesium supplement, and the formulation matters. In PCOS, I've seen magnesium glycinate works well with clients for this particular issue. So you want to be taking between 250 to 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate on a daily basis, and the brand recommendations are linked below. The next food group I want you to increase intake of is vitamin C rich foods. Research shows that just 750 milligrams of vitamin C supplementation can cause a significant increase in progesterone production. And I'm so shocked that not many women know about this, because just by supplementing with this key nutrient and increasing your intake of vitamin C rich foods, you can help to increase progesterone levels. So first of all, let's talk about vitamin C rich foods. So vitamin C rich foods, your citrus fruits such as oranges, limes, mandarins, also includes bell peppers, so all types of bell peppers, peppers, cruciferous vegetables, and I'll be talking a little bit more about this in a minute as well. So cruciferous vegetables include your kale, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and also kiwi. Kiwi is a very rich source of vitamin C, so if you can get your hands on kiwi, then it can really help you to boost progesterone production as well. Now, the third food group I'm going to be talking about is really important because this is one food group that directly helps your body to get rid of excess estrogen. So what happens in our body is that our liver is our primary detox organ. So all hormone byproducts go through your liver so they can be broken down and they can be excreted, eliminated from your body. And estrogen is the same. So once our body has used up the right amount of estrogen, the rest goes through your liver, and then what happens is that it gets broken down, and then all the excess estrogen is gotten rid of. But in PCOS, what can happen is liver function can be sluggish, and this results in estrogen not being properly broken down. So we want to support our liver function. We want to support those detoxification pathways in our liver so that our body can get rid of that excess estrogen. So foods that help our liver function better and support those detox pathways include cruciferous vegetables. There has been lots of research on cruciferous vegetables, and they contain special compounds that help your liver to work better, help these detoxification pathways to work better. Like I mentioned before, cruciferous vegetables include your kale, cauliflower, broccoli. So all these foods, you want to eat at least 1 cup on a daily basis. You can cook them slightly by sauteing them or steaming them to help you digest them better, but you do want to increase intake of those. You can also take a supplement called DIM. DIM is kind of like a concentrated form of the compounds found in cruciferous vegetables, and that can also help you to support those liver detox pathways. The next way you want to help your body to get rid of that excess estrogen is by ensuring that you have regular bowel movements. If you're not having regular bowel movements, the estrogen that your body eliminates through your gut makes its way back into your body, is reabsorbed back into your body, and that means that you have all those symptoms of estrogen dominance such as spotting, prolonged bleeding, all of that. So you want to make sure that you're having regular bowel movements by eating adequate fiber and also drinking enough water alongside. So I've seen clients, they are eating enough fiber, but they're just not drinking enough water. You need water to help that fiber to swell up and to help support your bowel movements. Fiber-rich foods include lentils, beans, quinoa, apples, and all types of fruits and vegetables that you can think of. But you want to look at high fiber foods initially to help you ensure that you're having adequate fiber and that you're having adequate bowel movements on a daily basis. Next, I want to talk to you about how stress impacts progesterone levels, how we can reduce stress levels to support our progesterone levels. During times of stress, our body goes into fight or flight mode. It thinks it needs to survive. And when that happens, our body basically shuts down its reproductive system because it doesn't want to be having babies, having children at a time when it already thinks that it's in survival mode. So in that case, when we're under stress, our body thinks, okay, this person is under stress. We want to shut down that reproductive system. We want to shut down ovulation, and progesterone production shuts down. And of course, you have symptoms of estrogen dominance. So you want to tackle stress first before you do any of the previous steps that I talked about. See what stress triggers are there in your life. Which ones can you take practical steps to improve? You want to imagine a bucket and put all your stresses inside of that. Now think about the taps. What is emptying that bucket? Are you speaking to a therapist? Are you speaking to family or friends? Are you getting the help that you need? The bucket analogy is one that I use with my clients often to help them see what stresses are really impacting their life, and it kind of helps to visualize everything rather than thinking about, okay, I have stress, but you don't know where that stress is coming from. The bucket analogy will help you with that. Finally, I recommend taking vitamin B6 and zinc supplements as well to support your body's progesterone level. Both these nutrients again help to support estrogen detoxification, but they also help to support the corpus luteum. So the corpus luteum is the medical term we give to that sac which releases progesterone, the one that contained the egg before, and we want to support a healthy corpus luteum so that our body can produce adequate levels of progesterone. Zinc also helps to support insulin insulin function and reduce inflammation. So basically, when insulin is not working properly in PCOS, we have insulin resistance, we have fluctuation in our blood sugar levels, and that causes inflammation. So by supporting insulin function, we can help to reduce inflammation. We can help our body to, support progesterone production, because remember, when we have inflammation, our body feels like it's under stress, and progesterone production shuts down. Another key step that you can take to reduce estrogen load inside your body is to reduce exposure to hormone disruptors. So hormone disruptors are all around us, and unfortunately it's not possible to limit exposure to all of them, but we can take practical steps to help limit exposure to key hormone disruptors. For example, plastics. They found microplastics in women's ovaries. So you can imagine the kind of damage that they're doing to us. So the easiest thing that you can do is to swap out all your dinnerware with your glassware. That's one of the easiest things that you can do. Because obviously when we're eating in plastics, if you're using a plastic chopping board even, then we are introducing microplastics in our body. The next thing that you can do is to reduce your usage of fragrances, or opt for more natural options for your fragrances, because fragrances are again hormone disruptors, and what they do inside our body is they act like estrogen and increase the estrogen load inside our body. I also recommend thoroughly washing your fresh produce, your fruits and vegetables, because they have harmful pesticide residues, contain chemicals which also act like estrogen inside our body and increase estrogen dominance. I hope you found this video helpful. Please follow these steps consistently, take the supplements and the dosages that I recommended, and trust me, you will notice a difference in your prolonged bleeding and in your spotting. In my next video, I'll be tackling a new period problem, so stay tuned for the next episode in my Fix Your Period series.